What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the Dub. If it's your first time seeing this video, we are a group of friends who loves basketball and wants to talk more about basketball. I'm Winew, that's Aaron, and that's Mongab. And in this episode, we are going to give our All-Star ballots for the All-Star Game 2022. We are giving it our all, from the starters to the reserves to the guards to the forwards to the wings to the big men, and probably to the coaches as well. And speaking of wings, if you want to eat some wings while watching some basketball or your favorite shows and you're from Davao City, Philippines, why not try and order in Dark Wing? Order from Darkwing. Links are down in the description box below. Aaron is the owner, so yeah, order from him, and his socials will also be down there below. Alright, so before we get into our All-Star ballots and things, I want to know what were your first reactions to the first returns of the All-Star votings? Like, what were your thoughts? Because a lot were like, shocking and like, huh? Like, what were your thoughts? What were your first thoughts?
Start with Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson getting the votes. I know they haven't played much, but the fans are the fans. So sometimes things don't work out well. So remember when Zaza Pachulia was second in voting before, and I don't think obviously they're not gonna get him because they didn't play much games. And for what else? I'm not surprised that Steph Curry is the most votes in the West. I also won't be surprised if he will be the All Star captain and be the leading top vote getter in this year's All Star game. And for the East, who was the second? Who was the backcourt? James Harden, DeMar DeRozan. Not much of a surprise aside from the Kyrie Irving getting the most vote, getting sixth in votings, I think, or fifth in the
Six,
backcourt.
six.
Yeah, sixth. Yeah. That's a surprise, although absurd, because he only played one game, and he's not gonna get in. I guarantee that.
Having position for the All Star game. I think that's all I can say for All-Star Bowl.
Wait, speaking of positions, if there's anything I would change to this All Star starters, I would have two guards, two front court, and one wild card. How about that?
Huh? I'd like them to have like 15 or 3 more spots, like randomly, or like no more positionless. Kaya like if you put like guards, like wala, it's still hard to pick. Because like when I pick my
Yeah.
reserves and my starters, it's still hard to pick. And like there are a lot of players who deserve it. Then you cannot put it
Mhm.
because they have the guard thingy, the forwards
Uh,
thingy.
yeah, I got you.
So like yeah,
It's just how the cookie crumbles.
so like do you think position should matter for the All-Star votings or not?
Not exactly, but
Personally, no.
what if you have five guards or five centers in the All Star game? That's gonna be that's one way to think about it.
5 forwards, 5 centers. So
What if you have five in East
tarong mo.
East?
So like kung 5 centers siya, so may chance na like sila sila Mason Plumlee.
Jokic and Embiid.
Bro, no one wants to miss the plum in the All-Star game anyway. Like,
Diba East
bro.
versus West man ang parang voting. So like may mga chance
The voting, yeah.
those weird players. So like it's gonna be weird. So like yeah.
Weird, but we'd watch it. Like, the ratings would go through the roof just to see 5 guards versus 5 centers. Or something. Like,
that would be fun, but like that would be fun. That would be very very fun. But I don't know what the NBA will do. But I just hope that they won't include like the forwards next season, or like they will put it positionless next season. But like you have like players who deserve it from the guards who cannot go in. Like I have one snub, he cannot go in. He cannot go in. So later I will tell you
I
his
have a
snub.
lot of snubs.
He cannot go in. Speaking of Kyrie and like Clay Thompson, do you think they should go? Cause like
No,
no, Karon, Clay Thompson will play on Monday, Sunday to you
Yeah.
is Monday, Monday sa atin. Yeah, but I think it will be crazy. But I think they could be in the wild card, like out of nowhere.
no.
Wild
Oh yeah,
card,
sure. Give them a chance.
yeah, it's
Like
wild card. But
remember when
I think
remember when Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki got in because of a tribute something.
yeah, that's right. That's right. But they should play more right now. And speaking of that, playing more right now, when you're creating this like position or this roster, this All-Star ballot of both of y'all, uh, do you think did you think in mind like games matter, like how many games they played? Because like this season we've seen a lot of 10-day contracts, COVID protocols, injuries. Like, did you like decide on like the games they played or like the yeah, those types of stuff?
I have some players who missed some games to COVID and a little bit of injuries, but if it's just a little bit, maybe 5 games or 6 games, I still add them in the list. But if they miss like a lot of time, like and a month, I wouldn't put them in the list because I know how good they played, but they didn't play much, so I do not have them in my list.
In my case, no, I didn't really care if they played 1 game, 2 games. As long what matters to me is the definition of an all-star. When you say an all-star, it's the type of guy who could put the team and put the ball inside the hoop and make winning progress. So in this case, my all-star selections are the ones that made an impact for their team, and most certainly some of them really missed games, and others just had bad injuries that came late, and others just played terribly but nonetheless still brought a victory to their team or showed that they really really matter in the definition of an all-star. In my sake, it doesn't really matter how many games they played as long as they brought impact to the team.
That's understandable because like if you look at the All-Star voting returns, there was like Anthony Davis who shouldn't be an All-Star right now. Like for me he shouldn't be an All-Star right now, but like like what Aaron said, na, like they deserve All-Star because they were like All-Star players, like like huh. But it's okay, it's
No.
understandable then as well. So like yeah, so let's start by giving our first starters first. I'll give
Mm,
mine first. I
mm.
will read it again. If you saw my video, you know who my starters
I
are,
did,
but
I
I
did,
will say
I
it
did.
again. For my West, it's Curry, Ja Morant, LeBron James. Paul George will be with a asterisk because he missed a lot of games, so maybe I might change him. And Jokic. For my East, it's Trey Young, DeMar DeRozan, who is really deserving to be a starter, Durant, Giannis, and Embiid. So who do you
Where's
think?
Lavine? What?
Yeah, that
The
there.
disrespect to not be a starter. What is this? The man who was in Chicago first before the Rosen, not a star. Company
I
explain.
have Trey Young. I
Uh,
have Trey Young. I have Lavine on the bench. So I have Trey Young as my
that
starter.
those
I have Trey Young as my starter.
Alright.
mhm. Starters are the same. I'll say it. Steph Curry. This second one is kind of had to think about this a lot because considering that the fans are gonna decide it right now, as you look at it now, it's Luca who's the second in voting in the backcourt for the West, but he hasn't played pretty good this season, and he also missed time. So I think he should be a starter, although he deserves it, like he did in the past 2 years. But he hasn't played like an MVP this as of late. So he shouldn't be. He's in the reserves, but he shouldn't be a starter. So I have sorry. So, but considering that the fans, nobody's gonna vote for Donovan Mitchell. I actually had him, but the fans are not gonna vote for him because nobody watches Jazz.
I watch Jazz games, and
I do too, but nobody else does. Like, I mean, not
I
nobody.
barely watch Jazz.
bro, the disrespect. A top seeded
See.
team, no one
I know,
watches.
I know how good they are, but nobody watches them. Not nobody. Just a
Once,
little bit of people watch them. So I'm not gonna have Donovan Mitchell because the fans are gonna be decided to. I had. I also had thought about Devin Booker, but he missed time, so he's not here. Chris Paul too, but the media is gonna vote for Chris Paul, but not the fans because they want the young guy. So I have Ja Morant. That was my thought process of who was gonna be the second starting guard in the West. So I had Ja Morant now, and the other three are LeBron James, Nikola Jokic,
Automatic.
and
Automatic.
the automatic. Yeah, Paul George with an asterisk. Uh, should I say who's gonna replace him? Who I think who's gonna replace him in the starting lineup, or later? Later or no? Do I say
Later,
no?
later, later.
Later. Okay. Okay, got you.
You can say it
Basta,
now if you want to.
I'll say it later.
Okay.
Um, as of now, it's Paul George, and in the East, I have automatic guard is DeMar DeRozan, and the other one in the starting backcourt in the East is his teammate in the Chicago Bulls, and his name
Yeah.
is Alex
Yeah.
Caruso. Just kidding. Just
The
kidding.
Nah.
disrespect.
Not, not Caruso.
The
It's Zach Lavine. That's what I have.
yeah.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
I have
That's
Zach
the
Lavine.
man.
I initially had Trey Young and Zach Lavine, but after DeMar
No.
DeRozan, DeMar DeRozan hit two game winners, and this guy deserves to be in there. So I had to replace who. I had to think who am I gonna replace? That was a tough decision. Like you had in the like, in his last video, he had a tough decision. Who is it gonna be? He even thought of Bradley Beal. He also thought of James Harden. But I gotta go with DeMar DeRozan and Zach Lavine, bro. And for the East, like we said in the last video, it's automatic. KD, Giannis, Embiid. No more discussion in that part.
For my West, we got the automatics first. Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, LeBron
What?
James.
Embiid's in the East.
Jokic. Play my game, bro. I like how I delivered that smoothly, and you're the first one to figure it out. So yeah, automatic Jokic, Steph Curry, LeBron James, the two guys. Um, what's in my list here? I have Ja Morant because he said he will dunk on every 7 footer in this universe. So and he has impact. So that's the definition of an all star for me. Because when he's not on the court, they suck. Like no offense to Desmond Bain or that Bain guy, whatever, I don't know his name, and Triple J. But no, John Morant is the guy who makes the Grizzlies. So for the forward, it's Draymond Green because I saw one Warriors game, not biased at all, where he was not there and not playing, and the Warriors lost badly. So, hey, fun fact: did you know Draymond Green has a 7'2" wingspan? Now you know, and he's only 6'6". So when you want to talk about an All Star who has impact and both in the offensive and the defensive sides of the court, like literally, Draymond Green is the point guard of the Golden State Warriors. Then that's my definition of an all-star starter. Will I change anything? No. I like my starters, especially the two Golden State Warriors. Not biased at all. They're in the starting lineup. And Jokic, LeBron, we don't know. They're the guys, the MVP runners. So for my East, I got Zach Lavine, DeMar DeRozan. For my forwards, I don't really know who I should really pick, except Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I was thinking that Giannis and Durant in a starting lineup is kind of cheat. So I'm gonna mix it up a bit. So I'm gonna start Kevin Durant and bench Giannis. Yes, that's controversial, but hear me out. I like Jarrett Allen as a starter and Joel Embiid as a starter. Those who were not watching Cavs games should watch Cavs games because
I
Darius.
I I
Bro,
don't watch
watch
any of
Cavs
I,
them.
games. What Cavs games? Yo,
I
I
don't
know
watch.
I know I said in the first few videos that the Cavs would be bottom feeders, and
no, three
I'm
of us
gonna,
said they were bottom feeder.
yeah, we all said they
Nah,
were
that's
gonna be
wrong.
bottom feeders. Not I was wrong, so I'm gonna admit I was wrong. Jarrett Allen, he's a beast, and he should be a starter. Him, KD, Embiid, and then the two Chicago boys. That's a very tall lineup.
The
if I
only
say so
reason why
myself.
I didn't have Zach Lavine was that like I think they wouldn't allow not two Chicago Bulls players in one like lineup. Because like or like the
Wait,
starting line five. Because like I don't think the NBA would do that. But I know the fans could. But based on the like first fan returns, it's Harden probably going to be it because he's number two. Then Trey Young's third. Then Zach Lavine's fourth. So yeah, that's the thing. That's only the reason why I didn't have Zach Lavine as my starter and I have Trey Young because like Trey Young's having a good season, even though I only watched like small Atlanta Hawks game. I didn't even watch the Atlanta Hawks versus Lakers today. But like
Him-
they were like Atlanta win once Trae Young is playing. Like when I was watching, he was very doing good as well. So like I think he has the most 30 points this season as well. So yeah, that's why I have Trae Young this season to become All Star. So now let's go to the reserves.
wait, 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 wait.
So,
Um, I want to add that, like you said in the, like you had a pause in the video saying DeMar DeRozan was in the backcourt. Like he should be in the front court. He's starting small forward.
yeah, that's
I,
but he's
what
I
still
actually
a
had,
guard. He's listed as a
actually,
guard.
yes. So I actually had him instead of Embiid in the front court and had Trey Young in the backcourt. So like in the past, when you look at the past and Kobe's last season, he was a forward.
but he
DeMar
was like
DeRozan's still a guard.
Kobe was still a guard. They consider him as a guard. I think the NBA didn't like updated it because like last time I think the Rosen played shooting guard was in Toronto.
Yeah, and
Toronto, yeah.
no one watches
The
Spurs games,
Spurs,
bro.
Because when he was in Spurs, he was playing small forward and a bit
yes,
shooting guard
forward, yeah,
and for power forward. So like I think that they
yeah.
didn't update it. But yeah, if they put DeRozan in a small forward in the forward category, I would have someone here to be in the reserves that I think deserves it as well. And it will be interesting to
Yeah.
see the front courts of others when it comes to like the forwards. Because who would you remove? Would you remove Embiid? Would you remove Giannis? Would you remove Durant as the starter, right?
I did.
Oh, you did. You did, but when it comes to that one, it will be hard to pick because, like, it's them. So yeah, let's go to
Mhm.
the four. Let's go to the reserves because we just talked about the reserves about a minute ago. So for me, in my West, first reserve I have, who I think is a lock, Donovan Mitchell. I know I didn't. I
Uh-huh.
said I don't watch a lot of Utah Jazz games, but based on what I heard, based on what I saw, he has been doing great this season, and he's been
Mhm.
helping them as well. Another lock is Devin Booker. I think I forgot if he
Uh-huh.
played. I missed a minute or a month, but once he was playing, he was helping Phoenix become one of the best teams as well this
Mhm.
season. And another lock also I think Rudy Gobert, who I think is also a lock.
Up. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because he's been good as well. The defense of Gobert and everything. And I think the Gobert effect might help, or one of the reasons that helped Jarrett Allen. Spoiler, that's also my reserves to be part of the All Star game. Because there's similar things to doing things with the blocking, with the defense, with the offense as well. So like I think they're similar. So like that's one of the reasons why Jarrett Allen could become an All Star as well. And this one,
Wait. Rudy is fifth in MVP voting or sixth in the MVP ladder.
yeah, I don't know, but for me, I have LeBron in my top five for MVPs right now. So,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is what it is.
That's
So,
for another video.
yeah, that's for another video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Go for the next reserve.
the other two reserves are a bit like these are players for me that who could replace Paul George in the starting lineup. But I think for me, if I would pick between them two, I would say it will be Draymond Green because he is playing like all star
Mhm.
type, but not all star type numbers, but all star type impact, and he has been so good this season as well. Like if he's off the court, they're bad. Like,
Tama yan.
once like Curry is even not playing good, Draymond Green is there will help them do the things, will help them
Yes.
like the Warriors things, like how they are becoming good right now and one of the best teams this season, or might be the best team this season. So Draymond is everywhere, so he deserves to become an All Star and probably an All Star starter as well. And next is I have for last as my reserve because it's a forward and I wanted a guard, but we couldn't do that. It's Carl Anthony Towns, but he has good season as well this year. He's been helping the Timberwolves become great this year alongside uh, Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell. We also know him as like a good center, one of top tier centers in this league, but like so far past season, he's been playing on All Star, but those impacts and those like he's playing bad sometimes in defense. But this year has been currently improving, and yeah, I have him like on All Star this season. So yeah, he deserves it. And for my East number one,
Wait,
Zach Lavine.
you have two wild cards
Later we
in the
go to the
reserve.
wild cards later.
Oh, later.
So
Okay,
first like the
okay. I got
reserves. And for my first in my reserves for the East, I have Zach Lavine, well-deserved Chicago Bulls, one of the best teams in the East right now. So nothing else to say. He's been backcourt duo with like a backcourt duo or like a duo with DeRozan. They deserve it. But I didn't have him as starter because I have Trey Young. But arguably people also have him as starter. But yeah, I have him in the bench. Another one is James Harden, who is good in adapting things right now. It took him a while from the like start of the season to adapt from the fouling game thing, but now he has been doing great. Like he's their point guard right now because Kyrie's not
Ev-
there.
Ever since KT had entered protocol or had rest,
Yeah,
Harden played
Harden's the
like
one
he's
doing the
not
thing.
himself.
Because like if
you.
KD was about to score like he's off the bench, he don't do his thing. Like KD is like MVP type right now, but once he
Uh,
goes down for a rest, Harden's there doing his thing. And
he doesn't need a foul, babe.
next is I have Jarrett Allen, who's also an automatic lock for me, because Jarrett Allen's been doing things, and he what do you call this? He shocked
Oh,
everyone this season with the Cavs, because like we thought they were bad. Then Garland came. Then if I would be crazy, I would put Rubio in the All Star as well, but he got injured.
really?
Huh?
Yeah, I'd put Rubio. The impact of
Top
Rubio.
10 weirdest.
And who he would be probably my sixth man of the year if he didn't go from injury, but maybe it would turn into a Rajon Rondo. I don't know, but yeah, I have Rubio hopefully, but like I have Jarrett Allen and Garland been doing his things since Sexton was gone. So yeah, I have Jarrett Allen, and these two would be tough because like it was tough, but like first I have Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has been doing good as well for Miami, even though he missed some games. I think he deserves it as well because his impact with Miami, even though they're lacking players, he's still there with Kyle Lowry. Because Bam missed a lot of games, so I think Jimmy is still there. He's been doing helping good things for Miami and good impact for Miami. And this one last is a bit crazy because Boston doesn't deserve to have two.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
So since it's forward and the other is guard, I gotta go with Tatum, but if I would choose, it will be Jalen Brown because once I watch Boston games, it's focused on Brown. Like mostly Boston games I watch, Jalen Brown is there, Jason Tatum is not there.
Tatum is playing booty juice, just to be honest.
Yeah, he play good, but like once like Tatum and Brown don't plays together, Jalen Brown doesn't get enough possessions because it's always focused on Tatum. So I think that's one of the reasons why. But since Jason Tatum's still balling out this season, so he made the clutch shot last game, but they lost to
They
RJ
lost,
Barrett.
but
They lost to RJ Barrett. So, he's been doing good as well. But like, yeah, if I would pick Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, I would go for Jalen Brown. But since it's forward and Jalen Brown is considered a guard, I have him as my snub. Spoiler, he's my snub. And I have to go for Tatum to be my forward. So yeah, that's my reserves.
at first I gotta go with the man I watched since my childhood days. Number one in the West, and this is Chris Paul.
They're number one
You
in the
know
West
how
right
we?
now.
No, just play one game.
Okay.
As of now, yeah. They're
Yeah.
spoiler alert. I have Devin Booker's gonna be in the wild card, so I'm gonna mention his name later when we get to the wild card. So first, I have Chris Paul. He's like sixth in MVP ladder or seventh, and I have him as the first. And number two, it's I got Luca. I gotta go with Luca. He's been playing good this year, but he shouldn't be a starter because he hasn't been like I said he hasn't been playing good. That he hasn't been playing great. He's been playing good, but not great. And he's definitely a reserve. He should be a reserve in this game. And the other three, the front court, you got to go with Rudy Gobert, Carl Anthony Towns, and Draymond Green. And the one who's going to replace Paul George in the starting lineup is going to be, if Paul George cannot play, it's got to be Draymond Green in the starting lineup.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. He's like He's like LeBron who doesn't score that much. That's his impact in the
No one
Warriors.
says that.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. I mean, as a playmaking, but Steph Curry's there. I know. On the defensive side, you gotta know his impact, bro. He's really good, and I have him as I already changed my awards. I have him as the defensive player of the year, no doubt. This year, defensive player of the year, and for the two wild cards, I'll reveal their names later. I already revealed one, but I'll reveal later. So let's go to the reserves of the East. First, I have Bradley Beal. There's a surprise that the Wizards. I don't know, they have been playing bad lately. Yeah, they lost a lot of games, but they started with a bang. The
I forgot
Wizards. So
Bradley Beal was a player in like no cap. I forgot he was playing.
Yo,
Okay,
watch the
yeah,
Wizards, bro. Wizards are good. Kuzma been
I
balling.
don't watch.
Kuzma balling. That's what I keep seeing in the highlights.
That's Kuzma been
Anyway, go on.
balling. He like averaging around 18 rebounds. Could average like 18 rebounds, 17, 20, 17 game.
The next Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
So light
yeah.
skin.
Just ignore the pink sweater,
Yeah.
and he's been playing good lately. And yeah, I have Bradley Beal, and the second one is James Harden as a reserve. And you already talked about it. He's played like an MVP, and not that not MVP, but he's been playing good. He's good enough to get into the All Star game. He's second in the voting, I think, as a starter, and he's reserved for me. And the other three in the front court, I have first is Jason Tatum, uh, Jimmy Butler. You already talked about it, and the third one is like I know I said earlier. I'm still deciding between two players, and I'm gonna go with Jared Allen. I'm gonna reveal who I was deciding between him and the other guy. So, but I gotta go with Jared Allen now because I actually didn't have him as in a list because I looked at other videos on YouTube. I also looked at articles on who should be on the All Star game. I also looked at tweets who should be in the All Star game, but all of them had Jared Allen. Not a single person did not have Jared Allen. So you know what? I gotta include him. I haven't been watching Cavs games, so I thought, what? Why should be an All Star? I don't watch Cavs games, so I didn't have him. So, but everybody else had him. So you know what?
Now
I'll
you know.
He's so good.
I gotta be a conformer. You know what?
More than
I
a
gotta
lob
add him into.
threat.
Watch Cavs
I'll add him
games.
to. I got you. I will. I'll add him to the reserves. Jared, and the wild cards is. I'll get to this later.
Alright, here we go. We got the West. So from my bench, we got Devin Booker. We got um Donovan Mitchell because I didn't mention them, and they feel like I'm guessing they're two shooting guards, but whatever, they're still counted as guards. For my small forward, it's Andrew Wiggins because watch Warriors games because without Steph, there is another scorer named Andrew Wiggins. So that's my third guy. For my power forwards center, it's definitely Rudy Gobert and Carl Anthony Towns. Um,
Yep.
What's your first?
I don't
What's your
want
first forward?
Andrew Wiggins, then Carl Anthony Towns, then Gobert. But uh, I wanted to add Aiton here, but no, bro, you don't got the clout to be an all star yet. Like I know you're a great player who has already impacted the Phoenix Suns, but I wanted to add you here in the bench, but no, bro, you don't have the clout to be here. Like that's not a disregard to Aiton as a player or him just. Anyways, for the East, Trey Young. I love Trey Young because he's like Steph Curry, but like 1 inch shorter. James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo because people would be mad at me if I just put Giannis. I didn't even put him in the starting lineup, and then why the fuck did you not mention Giannis? I chill. Giannis is here already. So those are the three guys that are automatic. Um. Uh. Who else? I wanted to have Jimmy Butler, but he's injured. Jason Tatum, but yeah, that's Tatum is gonna be in the bench. So Tatum, supposedly it was supposed to be Jimmy Butler, but and then for the center, what's in my list? No one really, except maybe Miles Bridges to complete the lineup of front court. Because to be honest, there are a lot of trash ass centers slash forwards in the East that you don't even know their names existed till the protocols.
Early
That's
this
all.
early the season, ano, Miles Bridges deserved to be in the All Star early this season.
Yeah,
Like he was playing good. Like he scored like 30 like straight games.
yeah.
Like yeah, he was having good
Wait,
season. Then like they turned off a bit, but
he's
he could
wait.
still get nods for to be like in the All Star. Like he could
I'm
still get
He's
surprised.
nods.
the one who I was deciding between Jarrett Allen later, but
Oh,
I
okay.
actually had him over Jarrett Allen. So, but everybody had Jarrett Allen, so I gotta replace him.
Oh, that's cool. Cause like he had a good thing, and like he deserved though. Both of them, Lamelo as well. They deserve it, but like it's tough.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
none of you picked Lamelo. Like I remember we had
There's
Lamelo.
still two wild cards.
Yeah, there's
I
two
have in
wild
the wild
cards.
card now.
Okay.
But like that's
Bro,
funny
Okay,
you
because
just
continue.
I got to make sure lang like we have Booker in our All Stars, right? So like is this
I already said him in the wild card. I
you
already
said
said
in
he's
the
gonna be
wild
in the
card?
wild card.
So like
Yeah,
is
he's in the
this
wild card.
like like his impact and his contribution on the court, or is this the impact of Kendall Jenner in Twitter? So
Mm,
Court. It's in the no.
point taken. Point
No.
taken.
I mean,
Uh
The Suns deserve two All Stars.
yeah. So
He's
like
gotta be in there.
yeah, he got to be in there. But like the
He
impact of
gotta be in
Kendall
there.
Jenner as well. So Kendall Jenner's my favorite like celebrity
Never
to me.
forget.
So
He said Michael Bridges as a Finals MVP. I thought you'd add him as a wild card.
nah, almost though. Nah, I don't
We
have
didn't
him.
even reveal him. We didn't even reveal the wild card yet. So
The only
Yeah.
problem I have with Jarrett Allen becoming All Star, but like he's good, but like the only problem is that I want him and like also Darius to be like in the reserves, not the wild card, but the reserves, because they're like a package together. If you watch the Cavs game, like they're a package together. So that's the only thing. But like seeing Jarrett Allen there is cool.
Yeah.
But I want to see them both. So like yeah,
yeah.
I go to my wild card. If we're going with literally wild, if you watch my like previous video, which is gone right now because I accidentally deleted it on
Oh,
YouTube, which is like a recap.
Boo.
It's
did
like a
you?
recap
Let me see.
video. I said that Wiggins,
Oh, yeah.
if Wiggins is an All Star, or like, cause like I like Draymond like more is like going to the All Star. But like, if Wiggins should be considered, I would probably say nah. I'm not going to say it, but it looks like Wiggins has a chance. But nah, I'm just tripping. I'm tripping, yo. I'm tripping. If you're putting out wild and based on what he's doing right now, I'd put Wiggins in the wild card.
Bro, he dunked on Karl Anthony Towns
Like,
twice and said,
yeah,
"Fuck
but like,
it."
yeah, so I put him because like I while watching Warriors games, I also like watching defense, and like Wiggins been doing that. Same with Draymond, they've been doing that perimeter and front court. So like, Wiggins been doing thing, and he been like upping his career. Cause like remember he was a laughing stock last time.
Hmm.
Like yeah, I have him
Yeah.
the All Star. I mean one wild card, and the other is kind of tough. Cause like I love watching Dejounte, Luka, Shea, Dame. A Dame I wouldn't count that much. CP3 might be. So like, well, I gotta go with like Shea. I gotta
What?
go with Shea. Cause like I know Luca
Mm,
is there, but like I want to see new faces.
they
Like I
lost
know
by 70.
Luca will get
Okay.
maybe next season, so I want to see like new faces. So like yeah, I have Shea. Shea deserves it though, even though people don't watch like Oklahoma City Thunder games. But
Uh,
like Shea been balling out there with Josh Giddey. So yeah, I have Shea as wild card. This is literally wild card now from the definition wild. So yeah, I have him in wild card. So I have them in wild card too. So for the East, Van Vliet, Fred Van Vliet deserves that thing.
yeah. Uh,
He deserves
he's
that
in
thing. 30 points, how many straight games?
37.
Yeah,
37. He scores 37 and point triple double.
yeah, he was so good. Like he helped that team. I think it was today or yesterday. He helped that
It was
team.
today. Yeah.
He helped the game. Like come back. I think from Utah. Was that Utah?
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
a short-handed Jazz with missing
yeah.
a
Because
few
Elijah Hughes was the guy.
starters.
Right? Elijah Hughes was the most points in.
Elijah Hughes,
Oh,
Pascal, and
yeah. So like yeah,
I don't even.
he
I didn't
helped that
know.
team come back, and Fred Van Vliet deserves it. And I have here Jalen Brown as well, cause
What?
I said he both Boston players don't have to deserve to have two All Stars. But I just want to see Jalen Brown because like I'd rather have him than Tatum. So yeah, I just put Jalen Brown in. So those are my wild card.
So reserves. I'm not gonna go wild just to pick a random guy who's been balling out this year. I'm gonna go with players who have been playing good, who like a real all star. I'm not gonna go random like shit. Not random. I know how good Shea has been playing, but he's not a random guy. But anyways, I'll go to the two reserves. These are good players. I didn't mention them. I already said Devin Booker is gonna be one of those guys, and he's a wild card. And the other one is gotta go with Donovan Mitchell. He's wild card is part of the lineup.
Wild
Okay.
card is part of
Yeah,
the lineup. Like 12 players naman kailangan.
yeah, and the wild card is part of the lineup. So, and at the end of the when the reserves are revealed, they're not gonna. It's not gonna matter who was a wild card, who was not, who was in the guard, or who was in the forward. It's not gonna matter at all. At the end of the day, they're just gonna be known as an All Star reserve when the
Oof.
reserves are revealed. For the East, my two wild cards are Trey Young and hit the drum roll, Lamelo
Boom.
Ball. Yeah,
Oh.
I
Lamelo Ball's been playing good this year, so he's got to be in there. And they don't deserve two All Stars. That's one of the reasons why I cut Miles Bridges. So it's got to be Lamelo Ball.
For my wild card because I just learned the definition of wild card 5 seconds ago. To be honest. So for my wild card in the West, it's gonna be Andrew Wiggins because God knows the media does not love Andrew Wiggins, but we Warrior fans do, and probably Rudy Gobert because
But you had him in your lineup.
um yeah, but I
Wait,
still
the what?
what?
still
So
I
you only have 11 players.
I, I did mention him though. I did mention him though.
Ah,
Um. So why I chose Rudy Gobert as a wild card is because if I had to choose between Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, I'd choose Karl Anthony Towns any day. That's just it. That's the reason why I called him a wild card. For the East, my wild card is
Wait,
Miles Bridges.
wait. Hold on. So you mentioned in your
Yeah,
West
I
front court
mentioned
reserves, you had
I
Andrew
actually
Wiggins, Carl Anthony Towns, and Rudy
and
Gobert, and your
yeah,
two wildcards are part of the West, front reserves. Two wild,
yeah.
so
hindi
you
na
have
wild card
have
doon
five reserves.
yung mga like reserves good, like mga snubs good nag-appeal lang.
Yeah, yeah, different players. It cannot be the same player who was in
Is alright, let's move
the
on.
lineup.
Is alright, let's move on.
I just learned the definition of wild card just five
Yeah,
seconds ago.
is alright,
So
let's move on.
it's alright. So for my East, um, I don't think I have any wild cards for them. I think they're gonna be all there, just chilling, looping basketball, shooting threes, and call it a day. Yeah, that's all. Gonna move
That's
on
it.
from the East.
But like the common thing we had, like even though like the serve starters and like for our all-star ballots is that we don't have Dame. I think he's our number one
Yeah,
star.
He has a rib
yeah,
Yeah,
problem,
yeah.
and he
That
did not
that
impact the game. Like
yeah, like
even
he
when
has
good.
no
he played
right.
booty Drew.
I
He
think he's our
started the
number one
season
star.
bad. He's inconsistent,
Yeah, he's
and
been inconsistent.
he had a 30-point game, 36-point game, one four three times. But he's been inconsistent. He's also been hurt, and he started the season bad, so he shouldn't be an All Star.
Yeah, because like I'm a like Damian Lillard fan and I don't watch Portland games now. So like he's been playing bad and like their team is bad. Their constructing
Their
team is
defense
bad. Yeah.
trash.
So like
De-
he's playing a bit high, but like he's not really like an all star type now. Just sad to see because like it's Dame. I like Dame.
Lottery.
That's a lottery team. But like I know Dame won't leave, but that will be
He
interesting.
doesn't want to leave.
That will be another video when it comes to like things
Loyalty.
to do. So for my snubs first, I have Lucas now, but like it could be also like a wild card as well. So like he could replace Shea, because like Luca is Luca, so like he can just go to the All Star game out of nowhere because of fan votes. If you wanna vote, link is down description box below. 2 times ang vote, 2x. Your vote counts as twice. I mean, If one counts as twice, I'll leave it down in the description box below. Link is down. Vote for your favorite players to become All-Star. But yeah, I have Lucas wild card because he can be like one of those players like, gets more votes, goes to the All-Star game. And he's Luka. Everyone like loves Luka. Shout out JP, you love Luka. You bought 2K22. You know it's trash,
A
but you
lot.
love Luka. So, I have him in the wild card for the snub, or some might be probably snub as well. Shea, but like, Shea, yeah. But he's also wild card. But like, I have three wild cards, but because I couldn't decide between Shea and Luka. So yeah, that's why I have either of them. And next is Dame. We already talked about Dame. CP3, because I rather have other players as well, like Mitchell and Booker and maybe Wiggins and Luka to be like a wild card. Porzingis played good because like even though Luka wasn't there, that's one of the reasons why maybe Luka would be like a wild card and not a reserve, or like maybe a snub. Because Luka didn't play that much, and Porzingis has been the guy who helped the Dallas Mavericks be like consistently a bit good or okay. And
He
lastly,
he heard all the slander.
yeah, lastly he heard the lastly is Ingram, Brandon Ingram, because like it will be an interesting topic. Maybe we'll go in a while. Because what if Zion is playing and he was healthy? Where would you put him? It's like
Mm,
If
Ingram
he's playing
without
all,
Zion, he's been not
oh,
doing an All-Star game, All-Star type of
reserve.
season as well. So
I
like,
don't know.
All
where
Star
would you
reserve.
put Zion if he was playing good? Because like it would be a giant Zion. That would be cool. Because like 2 years ago
It
they were just
depends.
yeah. So next snubs I have, which is sad to talk about, Darius Garland, the Melo Ball, and Bradley Beal, one of the guards who are playing good right
Just
now. Like
gods with no love.
yeah. So like I want them to be in the All Star, but like they don't have enough clout. Melo could go in the wild card. There's a possibility he could go to the wild card because everyone loves the Melo. And like All Star game is where you have Showtime, and Lamelo is a Showtime player, so you could have him there. And Chris Middleton as well. I have because like Milwaukee's
Mm,
been playing good. Same with like Drew Holiday as a snub because they have been good so far this season. And even though Middleton's a bit off, but he has been good as well. Sometimes he's on and off. So like yeah. Another one is Miles Bridges, because he has been so good with Lamelo as well. And others have
dunk
been like in
contest
the
about
reserves and
Harden.
wild card.
He
That's
had a good start to the season, but
yeah,
he hasn't been playing good as of late
that's
in this
true.
past month.
And my last snub will be like a very very big snub for me because he has been playing good once I watch him. That's Kyle Kuzma.
What?
Because like
Huh?
if you watch Wizards games, like sometimes Kuzma is the guy who closes out games. He's the guy
36.
who closes out games. His impact on the court for Washington Wizards has been good as well. So like he's been constantly improving. I think spoiler, he could be like my most improved player this year. Cause like 16 rebounds, 20 points. Like, that's not Kyle
The
Kuzma, but
reincarnation
it's
of Shaq.
Kyle Kuzma been doing that. So yeah, those are my snubs. Kyle Kuzma. Everyone,
Yeah, you're gonna
everyone love
you're
him.
gonna you're gonna be
Ima-
proud
eh,
when Kyle
eh,
Kuzma
eh,
is gonna be an All Star.
Imagine. Hold on, look at me. If can't even speak. If he
No
actually
one
gets
wakes
into
up
the
and
all,
say, "Hey, I want Kuzma to be an All Star." No one just decide. You know what? Kuzma should be an All Star. Like, yeah, yeah. Let's call it a day and have Kuzma,
He's
the
playing good.
fucking guy. But no one just wakes up and say, "I want Kuzma in the All Star game."
Yo, watch. So 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. Kuzma All Star.
hold on.
Alright, then.
Okay, let me catch my breath. So, what I wanted to say about it, imagine if he gets into the All Star game and he wears the pink sweater. The pink sweater was really ridiculous. Anyways, let's get to my snubs. So, West. So, first, I know we talked about Paul George not being be able to play. I know if he's not gonna play, the first choice of replacement is gonna be Andrew Wiggins. So, and the snubs are, I'm not gonna mention any of the guys you already mentioned. So, like Damian Lillard, DeAndre Ayton could be a snub.
No,
He's been playing. He's
he
been
doesn't have
playing
the
good
clout,
this
bro.
year. Huh?
He doesn't have the
What do you
clout to
say?
be an all-star.
Oh yeah, I got you.
But he's
Um,
playing good.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
playing
he's
good.
playing good.
But he doesn't have
Yeah, I know he's been in protocol lately. The Suns are still playing good. Like they have Bismack Biombo as their center.
He's
huh?
alive?
Mm.
Huh?
He's still in the NBA?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. You
I
haven't
didn't know
you
that.
haven't been watching Suns
I didn't watch
The
the
more you
Suns
Suns.
know.
games?
I'm busy watching like 4, 5, 6 games, so like I didn't get to
Yeah,
like
but
see all the players.
Bill Bismack Biombo is their center along with Jalen Smith
Um,
The
and
more you
Javier
know.
McGee hasn't been playing.
He's still in the fucking NBA.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
initially had a 10-day contract and he hasn't been. And he's been playing good for them. That's why he signed them because they have Chris Paul as their point guard. So, anyways, I'll move on with we mentioned Aiton, but Triple J, Darren Jackson Jr. could be in there because
mm,
they're fourth in the West for a reason. The Memphis Grizzlies are fourth in the West for a reason. And
because of
yeah,
Ja
maybe
Morant?
Darren.
Giant.
Yeah, but there was time he was Ja Morant was missed like how many games was that? And they
7.
had a winning streak. Yeah, they had a winning streak without him, partly because of Triple J, and he
Yeah,
deserves to. He might be. I know don't watch Memphis, but he's been Triple J.
that was the
And
rise of
who's the other guy?
Desmond Bain. That was the rise of
Desmond
Desmond Bain.
Bain. Yeah, that I was gonna mention his name, but he should be in there.
Right.
He not Desmond Bain. Triple J might be a reserve injury replacement, and who we did not even mention or maybe not even think about is Anthony Davis. I
No.
actually have. Yeah. Wait. He deserves to be mentioned, but he doesn't deserve to be an all because he was injured. I actually had him as a before he got injured. I actually had him as a starter, but he's been hurt and he will always be. Not will always be. He has been hurt a lot, so he doesn't.
Just say he will always be hurt.
He you know what? I'll get him off the list and put his name into the snubs.
Day to Davis.
Yeah. Yes, and DeJounte Murray might also be a he's been scoring like he had like how many triple doubles? 5 triple doubles this year? 3 triple doubles?
Yeah, he's been so good this year as
Yeah.
well.
He might be a replacement too. Um and for the East, we already mentioned Darius Garland. What Bam Adebayo? Wait, was supposed to be there but he got injured, so
He missed a ton,
before
so I don't have that.
before yeah, he deserves to be his name deserves to be mentioned here. He was playing good. When he was there, I think they were like second in the East, third in the East.
Yeah.
So he deserved not anymore to be in there. And we already mentioned Darius Garland. You already mentioned Chris Middleton, Fred VanVleet. How about Domantas Sabonis has been playing good. Like he had a triple double lately, but like late game. But his team is playing bad, so nobody watches them, and nobody's gonna vote him in the as a reserve because of how bad his team is playing. And the Pacers even added him to the trading block because they want to rebuild with Chris Duarte and whoever plays in Indiana. So he's not gonna be in there. Drew Holiday you already mentioned, and another is Julius Randle. His name deserves to be mentioned because the Knicks have he hasn't been as good as last year, so he's not gonna be an All Star. And from when we were in December, some people had this guy as a reserve, and he might be the sixth man of the year, but and he's not gonna be an All Star. He's in the Washington Wizards, but his name is not Kyle Kuzma. His name is Montrezl Harrell because he was playing
Who
good
the
for the
fuck
Wizards.
What
wakes
the
up and decides to be monstrous as a fucking all-star? Like, what?
Kuzma? You're right.
I thought Kuzma was worth it. Nah, let's have Kuzma and Montrez at the fucking all-star game.
Wait,
Harden
I
played
was
Those
good.
were
I
the
was
players
with
that
this.
LeBron kicked out of the Lakers for a reason. And no offense to them, they play good, by the way. But
Harden played
no,
good.
nobody just wakes up.
Harden played good. It's like he could be like 6 man, but like All Star now.
No one wakes up to say, "Hey,
I'm
I
not the
want
one who
Trez."
decided. I'm not the one who decided. I was just looking at YouTube video, and another and also an article on Google
Who's
on
a
who should
who's
be
a
on the All Star game.
Chubito should
What's his
be
name?
deleted.
What's his name? I don't know who it was. I don't even. I deleted my YouTube history, so I don't have.
Bruh. Whose article
Uh,
says, hey, Trez, he's an all-star. Like,
yeah, but
yeah.
No, bro,
No one wakes up to be. I want Trez to be in the All-Star game. Too bad he's just a 16, but yeah, he's an All-Star. Yeah.
I don't know what Wizards game, but so just because I viewed someone's article on Google, and you know what, I'll add him to the snubs. He's the last because he's not gonna be in there. So
Alright, for my snubs, I got Luka Doncic. Rest in peace, Luka Doncic. Shout out to JP because I'm gonna be honest, your boy, he ain't been the boy of this NBA for quite some time because he's in and out of the lineup sometimes. But he does have some impact where the definition of an all star should be. But to say he's an all star amongst the rest of the all stars we just mentioned, no, he's not at that level yet. He's not at that level, but he doesn't play like at that level this season. But we'll see. Time will tell. And for the other guy that's gonna be snubbed is Russell Westbrook. Yes, I have Russell Westbrook as my All Star, and it's questionable. It's not worse than Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma, and so I have Russell Westbrook as an All Star because man still averages a triple double. What man? What player averages a triple double and does not have an All Star ballot? And hey, with LeBron sitting down, there's still a Russell Westbrook in the lineup. That's gonna make the team quite
yeah, Malik Monk.
quite moving.
Malik Monk, yeah, Malik Monk was playing so good when
Wait,
ever since
Yeah,
LeBron
yeah,
played.
I get why Malik Monk is one because
Austin Reeves.
I see all the Twitter. No, not Austin Reeves.
Malik Monk over
Got it
Westbrook.
showed. Yeah, those two guys should be in the All Star game, but they're just a snubs. So there's that. I think I should add another guy that should be in the All Star game, but I didn't mention it's also Chris Paul. Shout out to CP3. We don't know how many years in the league, but he looks like he's still acting like he's from 2008, and he still brings the winning culture to the Phoenix Suns. So for my East, that's been snubbed. Lamelo Ball, definitely. I don't know. I haven't heard from the media when people want to say I want Lamelo Ball in the All Star game. I don't know. Maybe
He
it's a
missed like
different type of
games, a lot of
circle.
games. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Next is Darius Garland. It's automatic Lob City. Him and Jarrett Allen when they're together, and he's playing like a smaller Kyrie. And who knew that Darius could blossom into this type of player? Another one is Fred Van Fleet. Shout out to him for dropping 30 every night. And I don't know. She's a snub because this is a guard heavy league and we have little spots for guards in the All Star game. For an honorable mention that should always be in the All Star game, but is terribly injured, Derrick Rose. We love you, Derrick Rose.
well,
I know your numbers are doesn't say All Star level, but the impact you bring to the game, to the New York Knicks, actually, is All Star level also because you are the spark plug of the bench, knowing that the bench is better than the starters of the New York Knicks. So there goes my snubs for 2022 All Star game.
So, who are your coaches?
um,
I have like either
go
Donovan
go go
and
go go.
Curry. Or it could be
I
like
have
Nash and
Steve
Kerr.
Kerr. Yeah, Nash and Kerr.
Nash and Kerr, Steve, or another could be Billy Donovan and Monty Williams,
Does
who
it
are
really matter
currently
to have
number.
a coach in the All Star game? I think no one really
Yeah,
cares.
yeah, no one cares about that, but
Yeah,
we're just talking about that.
it's a
And
top seed, right?
we,
Obviously.
I know we didn't talk about this, but I'm because I'm sure we can agree about this that the captains should be Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant.
Automatic.
No agreement, automatic.
Automatic.
Wait, if there's anything I would change, I know there's a team LeBron for the past 4 years. If there's anything I would change to that a player cannot be captain for 2 consecutive years.
No, that's not fair. What if it's Steph Curry next year
Yeah,
and then the next year and then the next year?
No, you see,
No.
no, I said there it cannot be. He cannot be a captain for the next 2 years,
But
for the 2 consecutive years.
it
Like
depends on the
when you
fans.
look at the past, when you look at the past 4 years, we had a team LeBron, and I don't think that should happen for 2 consecutive years.
No, bro, because it's LeBron. We love LeBron
We
for a
love LeBron.
reason.
And I think in LeBron's
Yeah,
final year,
but,
he'll be like most votes, the All Star. So like give it
yeah,
up.
it's not his final season yet, so he's not gonna be captain this year. What else?
Closing remarks. Don't vote for Kyle Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell as a reserve. Like who wakes these two people here in front of me are crazy people. No one just wakes up to decide two Wizards players at the All-Star game. Maybe Beal, but never Trez and Kuzma. Alright, shout out Darkwing.
Go Kuzma, go!
Coach,
He deserved it.
Nah.
the coaches are gonna decide who's gonna be in the All Star game. Not the players. I don't know the players, not the fans. It's gonna be the coaches.
Yes, it's a coach. So Kuzma, vote for
And
Kuzma. It's not a troll.
Steve Kerr get Wiggins.
Yeah.
oh, Mikael Bridges. How about Mikael Bridges? What
Nah,
happened?
nah. Miles, I go for Miles. Mikal, nah. But defensively,
Yeah,
why not? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I'll get it later.
Don't roast me for putting Giannis on the bench. I'm sorry.
So those are our All-Star ballots for 2022 All-Star game. Leave down in the comments below your thoughts about our lineups and All-Star votes, and who do you have as All-Star ballots. Leave down in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. We'll be trying to do more consistent podcast episodes this year, so tune in for that and subscribe if you like listening to podcasts or watching podcast videos, because sometimes these video editing things will be like a TV show sometimes. So subscribe and leave a like for more podcast episodes. As always, I have Aaron and Mongab with me. I'm Winew.
Let's go, cheeseheads!
You're watching
Cheeseheads!
the Dub. And as always, we'll see you all soon. Peace.
The Warriors are the champions.